Hello friends, it's Judeana and welcome to Planting on a Prayer. Today is going to be a day of plant chores, and I also wanted to update you on how our plants are doing since our last plant care video. I did soak my orchids last week, but I did not get my stag ferns, so I'm going to soak him. And then, yeah, we'll just kind of hop from room to room and check things out and see how they're doing. I do have an exciting update to show you. Okay, so one of the orchids is blooming. They're kind of sad blooms. This other stalk looks like it's gonna die before it blooms, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But we got at least one flower. It's just a cute little orchid flower. It's so cute. I did look it up, and I'll put the name on the screen for you guys. Oncidium CQ Margaret Romantic Fantasy. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Anyway, it's really cute. And I was just really excited to see that it was blooming. However, it looks like there's only one healthy plant in here. So that does concern me. These two plants here are kind of shriveled up. And I don't know, I thought maybe I was underwatering it, and then I watered it, and then it started turning yellow, so I've been clipping these off, and I was like, well, then I overwatered it. I'm like, shoot, what am I doing wrong? Is it light? Are they not getting enough light? Do I need to put you in a sunnier location? I don't know. My other goal for today is to get my plant room cleaned up, my office space. And then once that's done, maybe I'll consider moving some of these and just swapping plants out. We'll see. We'll see what I decide to do. But nonetheless, I was really excited to see a bloom that actually flowered on this one and that didn't just shrivel up and die. So yeah. Oh, yep, he's pretty light. Okay, that actually might be a little too much water. Let's let a little bit go. Okay, here's a quick look at how my Platycerium, I can't remember the name, but this guy, he's had this new leaf coming up for a little while now, and it just kind of stopped growing. So I'm guessing he just needs water. He does feel very dry. So we're gonna let him soak, and hopefully his growing will continue on this frond. He is getting lots of light. He does need a good little dusting, so I think I might shower him also while he's in the sink. Oh my gosh, it floats like a boat in here. Just give you kind of a light shower. I think I'm gonna set my timer for 20 minutes, and hopefully by then he won't be floating anymore, but will have sunk from being bottom watered. Actually, I think if I just hold him under, then he'll start to bubble and he will start absorbing the water a little bit better. Okay, he's sinking a little bit more now. And the water I can see is getting to his moss in his thing. So I don't want to use paper towels. I keep using up all the paper towels. Yeah, I'm just gonna set my timer for 20 minutes on that guy and then find out what else we have that we can do. I will show you guys this little corner over here that I have for plant updates. Over here we have our herbs, our basil, holy basil, Italian parsley, and mammoth basil. They've all started growing for me. They've all started doing really well for me. I'm just afraid to use them quite yet because I still feel like they're too small for me to use right now, so it doesn't really make sense to use them for a recipe. I think I've heard like maybe as they mature, chopping them is good, maybe about halfway, to encourage them to branch out a little bit more. So I might do that in the future, but right now I'm just kind of letting them grow. They look really good. I also have my little cactus that I got from the lady at Zamzo's. Looks like it's trying to root from a different area. Like where these two leaves meet is where it's trying to root. So I might just fill it up with a little bit more soil. Let's just plop it in here a little deeper, and maybe it'll start to root now. I'm gonna put a little bit of water in here. This is my little ping. He just lives in this little African violet pot. He hasn't had a meal in some time. There haven't been a lot of flies because it's been winter time. You're not supposed to fertilize carnivorous plants. So I've wondered, like, if I go outside and I find a fly, should I put it on there? I don't know. I might eventually, especially if I get more carnivorous plants in the future, go get some of those larvae you feed your lizard at the pet store, because they don't always get their natural nutrients when they need them. I'll think about that for the future. Here is our little string of turtles. I don't know if I did this in the last video. This might have been after. But there was a string of turtles vine I found on the floor at work. So I was like, you know what the heck, why not? I'm gonna take it home and I'm gonna see if I can do a start with it. And so far, so good. I have some flowering going on in here. Whoops. So I just decided, why not? I'll take it home and I'll do one of my little cupcake propagation things with it and see how it turns out. And so far so good. It's gotten a few new just little leaves, and then it put out a flower, and then it looks like some of these other leaves that were from the vine that I had separated are starting to also take root. So that's exciting. I just open it momentarily to aerate it out, make sure it doesn't stay too moist to the point where, you know, it gets moldy. Yeah, he's just good in his little greenhouse thing, all on his own for now. And I'm really hoping that maybe one of these days, if he can mature into a bigger plant, that I can take care of him. Because string of turtles plants is one of those plants that I would love to have, but I just kill it so easily. So yeah, I don't ever water enough. Now that I'm gonna be home watering and taking care of plants and baby, I can take better care of my plants. Because yeah, while I was working, the last thing I wanted to do after watering plants all day was come home and water more plants. So let's continue. Okay. Excuse the mess, because this is the other project I want to get done today, is my office. I really want to get it clean and organized so I can use this space and actually try and enjoy this space. Also, I apologize if the lighting isn't the best. This room isn't that bright, and then now we have the sun starting to come through on this side just a little bit, so it's kind of silhouetting me. Oh my gosh, I left this open yesterday. Whoops. He's dry. He needs water. But his roots are looking so good. Okay, you guys will be excited to see this. This is that white Tradescantia that I clipped up and that I put into another little cupcake greenhouse holder thingy. And he's put out so much new growth. I just checked on him yesterday because I was like, oh, it's been a while since I've looked at you, and it's got roots galore. I'm actually super excited that this one's doing really well. It has all these new little baby plants coming up, and I did open this because I was like, oh, it's starting to grow out of it now. Whoops. But yeah, he needs a drink, so I'm gonna go give this guy a drink and put him back on the windowsill where he's happy. Should I move you? I think I will. I think I will move you closer inside, because right now I feel like you're talking to the silhouette of me and not of me. So I'm really trying, folks. I'm really trying. It's a lot brighter in here than it looks. I also just turned on these lights, my other ambient light, because I thought maybe that would help, but it still just looks like a dungeon in here. So I apologize. Okay, so the next thing, oh yeah, let's start with this bottom shelf because I'm really hating how this is looking right now. Ooh, okay. And we have some cactus blossoms that are done blossoming here. So this is our sad little Dracaena that we tried to rescue. And I'm really hating how it looks. So I'm not even just gonna waste my time on this one. I think I'm just gonna toss it and use the pot for something different. My jasmine, which some of the blooms have died because I let it go too dry, but we still have some blooms that are getting ready to open up soon, which is exciting that they will because they are super duper fragrant. I'm gonna go get my watering can, get my Tycon, and just work from like one side to the next on watering all these guys. Okay, so our timer just went off for our stag fern, so now he's just dripping dry. I'm gonna go ahead and water my Tycon here. This poor guy, I really have neglected him. As you can probably tell by the look of his leaves, he's just not very happy with me. Because when I got pregnant, I could not come into this room because this room also has the litter box in it and I just could not stand the smell. So yeah, he suffered with me for a while. But we're back now and we're getting things all situated. I know this string of pearls needs water because I watered the other one and not this one. And I know you need water. This is my Hoya Crimson Princess, and I aspire to one day also have the Crimson Queen. And then I also have a Hoya Linearis, which I thought I killed at one point, but I'm glad it's still alive and it's actually put out quite a bit of new growth. And the way I have these all set up is they're kind of in like a self-watering pot situation because that's how often I water. Is hardly ever. Now that I'm home though, it might change. I might put them into terracotta if I notice that I am checking for water more often. So far as it goes, I don't really check for water. How about you? I think you have a plug. I think, yes, I can water you just like this. I also want to eventually move, I don't know how well you can see it, but I have a Hoya over here that's just climbed up its plant hanger and now it's climbing up the rod that I have all my plants hanging from. So because they like to climb, at least these ones, I was thinking maybe I just put them on a trellis and find a different spot for them in my home, but I would also need to make sure that they're getting adequate light because the last thing I want to do is send them into shock or just stunt their growth for not getting the light that they need. So I may end up eventually looking into some grow lights just for different parts of the home for these guys. I feel more comfortable putting these out because, at least the Hoyas, because I know those are pet friendly and they're safe for us as well. Okay, I need to go get more water. Da-da-da-da, we're back. I'm back. Okay, let's give you some more water because I know you need it. And my Hoya macrophylla over here, which seems to be doing a lot better since I put it back into a 4-inch pot. I think I up-potted it just a little too quickly. When I first got it, I did not realize that they like to be a little bit more pot bound than other plants. Let's see, there we go. Water this guy, this Hoya. I think I just watered you the other day, but why do you look so dry to me? We'll give you just a little bit of water because, I don't know, you just look so dry to me. We have some variegated string of hearts back here. Gonna give her a little bit of water. And we also have another variegated string of hearts back here. Down here in this corner. Gonna give that guy a little bit of water too. My Hornia Zebrina, which absolutely hates me right now. Gonna give him some water. Shoot. Are you dry already? Okay, no. Like I just watered you the other day. I have other plants in here I could water, but I think I might just try propagating them anyhow. I'm irritated with how they're going. I don't like it. So maybe I'll continue the rest of this video out in the kitchen And we will chop and prop some of these plants because I do not like how they're looking. I really neglected them, you guys. I really neglected them during the first trimester of my pregnancy. So yeah, I want to fix that. Okay, yeah, let's go do it. Let's go do that. And maybe I'll pot up our other propagations that we have that my sister-in-law gave me for Christmas. And this guy. I grabbed another jar just in case, because you never know. All right, I think that's all of them. I know you guys probably can't see them very well. Let's see if we can change that. Before I get started, I should go grab some clippers and my soil. All right, friends, I really wasn't kidding when I said I neglected a bunch of plants during my first trimester, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plants. One I actually killed, so, but the rest, at least they're alive. What I want to do is kind of start over with them, and maybe I'll start with the ones on moss pools. Actually, no, I need to start with this guy because I'm going to need this jar again for propagations. And this is the pothos propagations my sister-in-law gave me for Christmas. So I think I'm going to plant them into this little 4-inch pot. This was like a little baby white wizard that I was trying to propagate, and yeah, I let it get too dry and I killed it. So, whoops. I'm gonna have to take this out. This really smells like lavender. Earlier this morning, took all the lavender I got from work, actually not all of it, a little more than half, and put it into a jar for a project. And it was very tedious work, and now the whole trash can smells like lavender. Oh boy. I don't know if I should try saving some of this soil. I could. I mean, it didn't really... Whoa, you really rooted in there though, didn't you? That's the thing though. I don't want much of this soil falling out of this pot because this is an enclosed pot. I have a plug in it because, like I said, I do not water things very often. And lots of things that I grow need to be in those kind of pots, so... Shoot. All right. I also have just like one random little Brazil propagation in here. So I'm just going to plant it with the pothos, and it's going to be a quirky little pot. And if I decide sometime in the future that I would like to change it and put it in its own pot with more of its own kind, once I get more of its own kind, then I will do that. But so far as today goes, it's just going in the same pot. So there's another root. At least the roots were healthy. They're just dead. All right, let's get you potted up, buddy boyo. Actually, I should move my lemon lime Maranta. We're gonna move her so that way you guys can actually see what I'm doing. My propagation. Okay, that should be better. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing now. There were only 2 little propagations in here, but both of them, they've developed new leaves and their roots look really good, so I think we're okay to pot them up together. And then you, yeah, you're fine. You've got enough roots that you're okay too. So I always like to put, I don't know how everybody else is, but I always like to put them in the pot first and then add the soil to the pot. What I'll do is I'll just like prop them up a little bit, just hold them up, and then fill their pot in with soil. And I know this is going to be a mess because, oh, maybe I should. Okay, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to go get a 2-inch pot and we're going to do this the scoop way because I don't trust myself. I'm going to make a mess and get my white shoes all dirty. Oh, all right. I have our little 2-inch, maybe it's a 3-inch actually. Oh well, it should work for what we're doing. It should work. It feels good to have fingers in soil again. I always feels like so long since the last time I've repotted or changed things up a little, you know? So this just feels nice. Is there gonna be just enough soil or am I gonna have to go get more somewhere else? I hope there's just enough for this. I think that's good. So we will get him watered in ASAP because, you know, his roots are wet and he needs a transition period. Okay, he is all watered in. I'm going to change this water out. And now we have another jar for propagations. Yay! So I'm going to use this one up first. Oh, I'm so sorry. My skin abscess. It's so sad. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna chop you, I think, and just start over with you. I'm so sorry. I might stick some of these in a prop box too. Maybe not. I don't know. So I'm like, do I really want to separate this? Screw it, let's do it. I hope they take root. We'll see. I'm just gonna drop this in the water. Hope for the best. I love Scindapsus. I think they're so beautiful because they have that silvery sheen to them. It is my dream to one day have it just be absolutely big and beautiful and oh, this root. Wow, that's a healthy root. Maybe I shouldn't clip it off. Maybe I should see if it just does better in the water. Ooh, but that looks like it might be rotted there. Are you dry or rotted? I think you're just dry. We're gonna clip you off anyway. Sorry. But yeah, I would one day love to have a full hanging basket of Scindapsus. I just think they're gorgeous. And I really thought putting it on the moss pole that it might, yeah, those roots were rotted. Guess it is good I'm doing this after all. That the roots might latch into the soil and that it might have given it bigger leaves. Because that was a dream of mine too, which is why I had it on a moss pole. It's because I wanted to encourage it to have bigger leaves. I'm not sure if that's just like a some plants do, some plants don't sort of thing, or if all plants, as they're growing upward, increase in leaf size, because I know quite a few do. Several philodendrons, your pothos do. I have a pothos that's living its best life right now. Well, I mean, it could be living better. It really needs a moss pole extension. But, ooh, okay. Yes, friend, we are saving you today. Yeah, just, it really needs a moss pole extension. So otherwise, she's doing great. Okay, now for the pot. Did I double pot you? No, you're just a single pot. Okay. Oh, so I have, this was just like my Scindapsus pictus, just your average one. But I also have a silver Ann here, and I'm kind of thinking it should probably be separate. I don't want to confuse the two in the same jar. So want to use a jar that big though. I am very curious to see if you guys watched my last planty kind of vlog, which I think it's just under Rise and Shine, because I classified it as more of a vlog video because it wasn't just plant care I was doing in that video, but like other things as well. If you'd seen it, you'd know that when I initially potted this plant up, it had no roots. When I bought it, it had hardly any roots. I was very disappointed. I was very, very sad. So it kind of doesn't surprise me that it's looking the way it is right now, but also I know how much of that is my fault. I think I probably should have just chopped this and propped this at the very start, so kind of ironic we're doing it now. But it's better than nothing. So looks like it did root into the moss. I can feel parts where it did root in. But yeah, those roots I can tell down here, they're nothing. They're nothing. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, like that whole thing didn't root. It did not root. I might hate myself for doing this later, but I'm doing it. I don't want to use another jar. I want them to all be together because when you have a very full jar, I feel like it's more supporting the plants. Like they hold each other up, the propagations. So you don't have to have them just on the outside. You can have them like on the rim, you can have them in the center, and then they kind of just support each other. So that way they don't fall in there and I don't have to use tape or anything. Here is our little baby looking very sad, but also kind of cute in its new little jar. All right, so that is it for our little prop jar. Next is our white knight and our white wizard. Ooh, I forgot about you. Okay, we'll do you. We'll do you last. Her name is Miranda, and she is a Maranta, and she is actually Ryan's. He picked her out one day when we went plant shopping. So it is my responsibility to keep her alive and looking her best, which she is not right now. So it's gonna have to change. But while we're here, let's just get this done. I have a philodendron white knight and a philodendron white wizard. And the way you can tell the difference between the two is the white knight has red stems, which I actually prefer. I think they look nicer. I like the little tidbit of color. And then the white wizard has green stems. So, oh, this one will make me sad because I think you did root in here, didn't you? Some of you did. Some of you did and some of you didn't. That's okay. That is all right. Maybe I can pull out some of this root. Okay, we're gonna regrow you in moss and you're gonna be fine. I think it's also good that if I do chop this and prop this, that it'll be a fuller plant later. That is the hope, but again, you just never know. Gosh, you are so dry. At least you're healthy though. And I will be putting this into a moss box, which I've actually never tried before. But they say usually humidity is easier to propagate in, plants in. So that is what we will be trying today. Time for moss. Yeah, I don't feel bad about putting the white wizard and the white knight together because I know which one's gonna be which. They both have different colored stems. So I do not feel intimidated by that whatsoever. Okay, that was a lot of moss. Let's see if we can break this up and spread it out a little bit. Because I still want to leave enough room for them to actually grow and not just fill the whole thing up with moss. And hopefully, because this is moist, it'll also, it'll have that greenhouse effect. We are trying our best here, trying to get them all to fit, but also not covering up too much because we want them to be able to photosynthesize as well. So that is the struggle that we are on today, friends. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a separate box for the white wizard. But we have our white knight. And the moss is already moist, so I think just having it in there like that is gonna work. You know what I'm excited about though, that I might actually just do before ending this video is, now I have all these moss poles. It wouldn't be hard to I would have to take this one, add it onto, there's already moss in there. I don't have to fill it. I'm probably gonna soak it and then add it onto that moss pole for my 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 marble queen pothos. This poor plant. Did you root at all? No. Well, I guess that's good for us, right? Because if it didn't root at all in here, then I really don't feel guilty about chopping it up. So, ooh. And clip you. Okay, sorry, I don't know when that stopped, but yeah, I think that white wizard had some scale on it, so we'll just have to maybe check our other plants. They looked dead, and I do every now and then treat my plants with a systemic just as a preventative, so hopefully none of the other plants are affected, but now we know, so. I have my lemon lime maranta here. I'm just going to prop into a smaller pot. So let me go get a smaller one. Do marantas prop well in water? Because I'm also just wondering if that would be easier to just prop it in water. Maybe it would be better to just do direct in soil. And I know they'll root in soil. Like I've done that before. Do you have anything that can be chopped to prop? Some of these I feel like they don't have, oh my gosh, does it not have nodes large enough yet for me to be able to prop it? That one has a node. I could prop that one. I can feel the nodes on that one. Okay, well, that's one way to do it. It's a pretty tall pot, so I think it'll be fine. I'm okay with that. I can work with that. Why do I get the feeling that this is a plant that I'm just gonna end up tossing later? I don't want to because it's so pretty. Oh, look, corms! Well, that's stinking cool. They look like little bulbs. Before I chop them off, let me take a photo so you guys can see. I'm pretty sure if I chop these off, that they will grow into their own separate plant because they store energy. They're kind of like a seed almost, so why not? We're just gonna try it and see what happens. I mean, what more could I lose? This is just really sad. Let's see, were you the one that had the nodes? I don't know. We'll stick you in there like that. Okay. Oh, we have more corms. I see one. Okay, how come you have so many roots? What the heck? Okay, we have one that's kind of dried out. We have two that are alive. So that's better than nothing. Yeah, the dried ones were attached to the dead plant. Okay, we got 3 more little corm thingies. Bulbs, corms. I'm not sure what these are for Miranda. And then I think I'm gonna move Miranda out here somewhere in a more central location where I'm gonna see her more often and be more likely to water her more often. I think if I chop this right here, that it'll root, and then hopefully this will just put up like a new stalk. Now I am gonna reuse the soil because it's still good soil, like a, wrong thing. Let's put the lid back on that. Oh shoot. You know, I didn't see any pests, so I think we're okay to reuse the soil. And I really can't go buy more soil right now. It's not in the budget. So also gives me a chance to filter through and see if there are any more live ones, but honestly though, I guess I kind of doubt it because the ones that were attached to these other plants were dried up. I need to add you in somewhere. How about right there, like right in the middle where you can fill out a little bit. Put you like right there. Where's my little, here it is. My little pot scoop for the day. Do you guys have like a favorite part about plant care? Because I genuinely, right now at least, I'm feeling like I'm really enjoying repotting. And just the feeling of giving my plants a fresh start, at least these ones, because they just were in desperate need of it. Now let's plant these corms. I'm gonna put you here. We have 5 of these bad boys we can just sprinkle around. Isn't it funny to think that plants are the only thing buried alive that actually need to be? Is that a weird thing to think about? That plants are the only thing that actually need to be buried alive in order to live? I don't know, it just crossed my mind and I just thought it was a funny thing to think about. Okay, promising. Hey, you know what? She looks promising. We'll give her that. So we'll water her in and see how she does and toss the rest of the soil, so I probably won't use it. My goodness. Oh, I hope that she lives and she thrives her best life, and you know, that I can take better care of her this time. I'm gonna have to take out the garbage here. Before I do, I'm gonna bring over my marble queen. Hopefully I can access her right now because she's kind of in a tighter corner. And we're gonna go ahead and soak this, so that way we can just add it. We don't have to do anything else, we can just add it. Excuse me, Lou. Oh my gosh, you guys, she's so big. Hold on. Okay, look at her. Isn't she pretty? Oh my gosh. Look at how big her leaf is. It's like the size of my hand. Sorry, this light is really bright. Let me swap lights, and I think that will help you see better, maybe. I just love her so much. She's gonna need more water. How are we looking in here for roots? Is there anything? Oh, good Lord. Oh, there's a fungus in there. Oh, heaven's sakes. There's fungi growing in this pot. Darn. I'm gonna need Ryan's help for that because I can't do that. Darn. Oh, that makes me so sad. I guess that's what I get for putting it in a self-watering pot though, on a moss pole. I'm glad though, like this whole top part is doing so well, apart from being a little leany. That is okay. Do I really want to extend her? Well, if she's on the ground though, she's fine. I don't want to put her on the ground. And we'll swap out your cup because your cup, or we'll just alter it. We'll alter your cup because it looks like your cup has seriously seen some better days, Chica. I have a toothpick. I bet that would help. Okay, so as the weather gets warmer, we will come back to this marble queen because she got fungi in there, which I can't screw around with because I'm pregnant. So for now, we're just gonna extend her moss pole because Chica went all the way over here and is now coming back realizing, oh, my source of water was on the front. I also thought about chopping her and propping her and just starting a new line in the same moss pole. But I think because she has fungi and I'm gonna have to repot her maybe anyway, that it would not be the wisest thing to do. So that is my thought process. What I will do though, probably is get like some sort of terracotta pot or just like a heavier pot with a drainage hole that I can use and just put her in a saucer and then let the saucer dry out as it fills up whenever I go to water her. So that's the idea, that's the plan. I will dust her leaves though because it's looking a little sad because I haven't dusted her leaves in such a long time, but other than that, she's looking great. She's my best performing plant right now. So I really can't complain. She is beautiful. I think this is soaked enough. One way you can soak your moss super fast and easily is just by holding it underwater and letting all the bubbles run through. So that's what I did. And now I'm just hoping the moss doesn't fall out because it's very densely packed, but the water makes it kind of loose again. And I think she's getting a little too big. Sorry, I know I'm talking off camera, but I think she's getting a little too big now for those butter or dragonfly clips. So I'm just gonna have to use more of those green pipe cleaners and Velcro thingies. I don't even know. Okay, you guys can see. You guys can see. Let's get her to fit. Another kind of tip when you are working with moss poles is always put your extension on the inside of your last moss pole. The reason for that is that way when you are watering, it doesn't go outside the moss pole, it stays inside the moss pole. Wow, I am just in utter shock of how this baby girl is doing. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like how she's curved. I really should have done this a while ago, but I didn't, and we are now doing it. So here's the thing, Chica. You started curving, so I'm gonna have to put you like this and to get you to root again. Which actually, that kind of looks cool when she comes out like that. So maybe it really is for the best. Is this even gonna fit? Oh, it's so big that I have to use this one. I don't know, part of me just wants to chop her and start her at the bottom, but I don't want to do that if there's fungi down there. Zip ties, my friends, for when you don't have what you need. I meant pipe cleaners. I chose pipe cleaners over zip ties because I thought that they'd be softer to use. That'll work and not choke you. Oh my gosh, she's so big. She really needs a bigger pot. But I can't work on her. I can't do that. I decided to turn the light back on. Okay, so her node is right here where my thumb is at. So she still has maybe a little under a foot or just about a foot left of growth up that moss pole before I'm gonna have to chop her and prop her. So that's gonna give me some time to have Ryan help me with this project of getting her back to health, because yeah, we're gonna have to change out her soil because she has fungi. I'm gonna have Ryan clean out this pot. We're gonna have to assess her root situation. It's gonna be a whole deal. You know what's interesting though? Is like her variegation down here is a lot more white included. And then as she gets bigger, her variegation's more of like a lighter green. It's not really white as much. Except this one looks like it might, her newest leaf. I don't know. No, it's just mainly more green instead of white. So I wonder if that's a light thing or what. I'm gonna have to do some research into that. All right, friends, and then after that, I have just one more plant. It's this very, very sad little dumb cane, and I think I'm just gonna toss him because number one, I know they're very poisonous to people and to pets. So I just don't wanna have to worry about that with a newborn. And then also, look at it. It is really sad. And if I were gonna try and save this, it would just be wet sticks, and I really don't think I wanna play around with that with this type of plant, at least. I feel more confident in my experience with philodendrons and pothos to do that, but this guy I don't. So I think I'm just gonna toss him. For more updates, keep an eye on my channel, subscribe to get notifications, and wherever you are, I hope you have a blessed day. I will see you in the next video. Bye.